In any event, we are recording. Okay, so what have I got here? So here's our map, and what I want to show is how lines of sight and light sources work in MapTool. So I downloaded this from D&D Online, and what I've done is I have created visual blocking lines. So blue is the visual blocking layer, and you can see, if we zoom in here, I've got it visual blocking all the way around, and then I've got lines inside all of the walls. So what that does is we've got some detritus here, I think, from old tests, but what it does is it blocks the player's view. And actually, you can see what I've got here is a problem, because this was from when the door was open, so I'm going to change that. Hold down Shift, delete that line, and then add a new line back. So what we've got here, different width, oh well, doesn't matter. Even 1 pixel's enough. What we've got here is a block, and it's on the door. Now you can't actually attach visual blocking to objects like doors yet. That would be awesome, because then we'd be able to do things like twist doors and then just open them the amount we want. You can see here I was playing around with whoops, that's the opposite of what I wanted. I was just playing around with how users might or players might open a door a small amount. In any event, I've got a couple of trolls here already set, and we're going to show those in a second. Now, right mouse always scrolls around. Wheel, of course, changes your zoom. And for this particular map, here, let's show the grid. For this particular map, my grid was close but not exact, so I'm often doing things like playing with the grid just to make sure it's correct. So if I do Control-Shift-A, I can move it around, make sure it's accurate. Notice that my characters are moving around as I do that, so I've got to be a little bit careful because everybody moves around. So close enough for now. It's certainly not perfect, but in the perfect world, I would have gone in, edited the map, done a calculation of how many pixels it needed to be for those grids, rescaled the map, and then put it in. But I'm not doing that right now. It's just not going to happen. So there you go. Close that. Now I've got my 4 layers: token, hidden, object, and background. Doors and food and chests and stuff are on the object layer, and then token layer is all these guys, including the monsters. So let's take our Silverleaf, probably the most generic elf name on the planet. Throw him on there. So we've got Silverleaf. You can see, okay, I can't really show with the mouse, but you can see that I've got this white line that shows his visible area. Now, Silverleaf has he has a light source attached to him. There it is, lamp. So he can see 15 feet with good light and 30 feet with dim light. But I've also done things like, if I go to the object layer, I've done things like create these torches. So I've got these torches from Torstand's markers set, and each torch is set as a light source. Interestingly enough, to make it work, you actually have to set the object as having visibility, or here, I'll show you. You have to have sight. So apparently torches have to have sight before they work, so you can do that. And visible to players is probably important too. So with the light, that allows Silverleaf here to see things even if Silverleaf doesn't have a light source. So here, let's go back to token layer, select Silverleaf, and we'll change Silverleaf's light source to basically nil. Now, this is the pure, like this is sort of the full view. I'm going to go into map and go fog of war. Also, you'll notice that in the map I've got it for night. So basically night means you need a light source, and so in an underground dungeon setting, of course, night is important. Day would just allow people to see everything, except for tokens. based on where they were and what was blocking them. And so that's good for outdoor stuff during the day. But night is usually used for underground and nighttime. So here we are. Now let's take a look at Silverleaf. What would Silverleaf see if Silverleaf was playing? Well, so far Silverleaf hasn't moved and hasn't pressed Control I to figure out what's around Silverleaf. So let's press Control I. I don't really know what it stands for, but Control I says update my map and show me what I can see. So you can see here, I've got a light source. That light source goes to this boundary here in terms of being able to see, like good light, and then it continues dim light after that. Now Silverleaf can see down here, and there's another light source here. He can see just a little bit up here, and then there's an angle here that just goes down this hall, which is kind of neat. So this is the absolute best thing about MapTool, where as I move, oh yeah, look at that, it's starting to change here a bit. So the gray means I remember that this is here, but I'm not active. If there was an enemy token in here, I wouldn't see it because it's not my active view. There we go, and oh, look at that. Oh, I can see. Here, let's just zoom out a bit. So now we can see another light source up here, so Silverleaf can see all the way up there. Now, if I was going to zip up here, now Silverleaf actually should be able to see in there. I'm not sure what's going on. No, really? Seriously? Silverleaf, I turned off Silverleaf's light source. So we've got light here coming up, and then this is the angle for the light. So apparently it goes from like light to complete darkness instantly. So, you know, well, it is what it is. But let's set Silverleaf back to having a light source. And Control I, there we go. So now Silverleaf can see. Now the game itself doesn't, like visual blocking doesn't mean physical blocking. So I can take Silverleaf and I could go over here. So now Silverleaf is in this room. So you need some cooperation from your players, obviously. Also, you have to be careful about things like this, where, well, actually I'll show it later. Where you're moving, you can see how Silverleaf is going to move down here, and the automatic path is taking him through this dark area. Well, I can still do that, and all of a sudden Silverleaf will see this room. Now, if there's a token in there, Silverleaf won't see it because it's not active in active view, but now Silverleaf knows the dimensions of this room, even though he hasn't actually been in there. So you got to be a little bit careful about that. So far, I have not yet found a way of saying, you know, only follow my path, don't make the automatic path. I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't exist somewhere. Now, good old Torstan, I used his doors here on top of the map to put those in here. Remember, oh, Silverleaf can remember these little slivers of views, which is cool. So let's take Silverleaf, we'll zip down here. I'm just going to quickly go out of player view so you can see all the brightest areas, right, are the players, what the players, so player has not seen, player has seen and remembers, player is currently seeing. So that's the three sort of stages there. Now the player has not seen these guys. It's only a matter of time though. So let's say Silverleaf comes over here. Now there's a door and Silverleaf decides, you know, I really want to go in here, so why not really? Zoom in a bit. Now the way I would probably do this is I'm going to go to the visual blocking layer. I'm going to do two things. So first I'm actually going to take my object and I'm going to rotate it, set facing. There we go. So now the door is open, and I'm going to go my visual blocking layer. Yep, BBL. And I'm going to remove this part. Actually, before I do that, before I remove it, I'm going to add one here. Bing! There we go. So now this is emulating the door, and click that, and we're going to get rid of the doorway. There. Now you see these lines here that shows that Silverleaf can see inside the room now. So let's go back into player view and Control I. Oh, I'm still in visual blocking mode, so I gotta go here. There we go. There we go. Bing. Moving works because I have automatic update on move, but I could have pressed Control I as well. I could technically, change Silverleaf's direction, but it doesn't really affect anything. So now Silverleaf is going to go into this room. So here he goes. Oh, now you can see over here. You can see. Oh yeah, he's looking around. Now, technically he has infravision, but it is what it is. You can see there's a shadow here cast by the door now. So now if there was a token here, Silverleaf wouldn't see it, or over here, only if it was in this sliver here. So Silverleaf, maybe you find some delicious food, whatever. Now, we've got this door here. Same thing as before now. Viewers, of course, know what's over here. We've got Troll, and somewhere down here we have Troll 2. Troll. And Troll 1. Really? Seriously? Fine. You're gonna make me do this? Ah! I accidentally clicked on Troll. Escape, escape, escape. There we go. Let's see what we got. No, seriously? I can't select it? Okay, fine. So the two trolls are there. Now I'm going to zoom in. I've got my door, same sort of thing. I'm going to go out of player view. And, I think this troll has been moving around. I think he's not really right here. He's going to be up here. And he's going to be facing this way. The facing thing, let's face it, doesn't matter completely. The other troll, he's going to be, you know what? Haha, the other troll is going to be down here. Let's get him down here. There we go. And perfect. So now, apparently these guys heard a noise and they are ready for our hapless adventurer. So Silverleaf is standing here. We're going to do the same thing. Actually, maybe Silverleaf wants to open the door just a little bit. So we can emulate that by doing this. Right? Now let's go into player view. Control I. Oh, I probably have to select him. Silverleaf. Really? Seriously? I'm still in, see, fiddlesticks. I'm still in, I always do this, visual blocking mode, so hold down shift, get rid of that. Now let's go to object here. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So now Silverleaf cracks open the door a bit. Oh, he doesn't see anything. So let's take a look at the full map, and then let's go to the object menu. So Silverleaf says, I'm going to open the door. Set facing. Okay, this one's rotating around the center of the door, which isn't super useful for me. So I'm going to double click on it. And you can see that the reason it's doing that is that it's set there in the center. So I'm going to do this. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. And now, visual blocking layer. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Although, actually, object. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So now, when we go back to token, Silverleaf, Control I, check it out. Ooh, what's that? So now Silverleaf can see into the room. Oh, I think he's seeing through this door because I forgot to close it. So here we go. There we go. Now he can't see through the door. So a little bit of a mistake there, but not anything too horrible. Get rid of, go back to object. And so he walks in. Uh-oh, there we go. Now, I didn't put visual blocking on the door. So you can see that he, right now, as it is right now, he's able to see this guy. Normally, visual blocking, normally, that's what it would be like. right? And so if we do player, so here's player view. Because he was able to see it earlier, it's grayed out, but he doesn't see the token because he doesn't have current view. Now, he can see everything here, so, you know, let's face it, some sort of combat will ensue. Fight, 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 fight. Let's just say that light source state. So let's just say he gets rid of the troll, figures out that he needs to cut off the head so that it doesn't regenerate, and he is fine. Now let's, there we go. So now he's all excited. Now this troll apparently was super fun that his friend Arg, he thought it was hilarious if his friend Arg was being killed by the elf, so he didn't actually help, but he's still waiting to ambush him. Now you can see my grid's off a little bit, so Control Shift A, just move that around a bit, just get that a little bit closer, and then yeah, there we go. Now, so let's go back to, yep, there we go. Uh-oh, look at that. Uh-oh, it's bad. And then it's initiative, and there's a whole bunch of stuff about combat, and I'm not going to get into that right now. This is all about, about line of sight. So they fight, 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 and we can do things. You can see here we've got his health bar. I can adjust that, but I'm just going to make him dead. He's just dead, dead, dead. Okay, so meanwhile, Silverleaf decides that he's going to take the crossbow and object menu, and so he takes the crossbow, and let's say that it's now gone, so take it off, no longer visible to players. Somebody has to write it down, I guess, but you know, it is what it is. So now we've got Silverleaf here, and he's coming to the next door. Now let's get out of player view. Let's say that for some reason, unknown to anyone who has any idea of D&D, there is a dragon in there. Tokens, there we go. And the only reason there's a dragon is because we happen to have one handy. I could put a wolf in there, but you know, I don't know. It's Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Wolves. So there we go, dragon. Dragon is definitely not an NPC or PC, so it's an NPC, and it's Harold the Hungry. Now, Harold the Hungry is actually facing that's good enough. And I think Harold the Hungry is appropriate size for Harold the Hungry. So if we go back to player view, the player accidentally, because you know I hadn't put the visual blocking in, knows that there's a room here, and decides, you know what, this whole checking through the door thing worked earlier, so let's give this a shot. So Silverleaf decides to take a look in there, and the way I emulate that is just by opening that up a bit, and we'll go back to the player and Control I. There we go. Oh, okay, check it out. You can see a bit of the dragon's tail. So now he's pretty excited. He says, I throw open the door and burst in. So then we go to the visual blocking layer. So I can take this off first, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the object menu, take the object, take the door, set facing, and it does a lot of flipping around, but and remember, come on, yeah, seriously, no, don't like that. Why don't you like that? I'm not sure why it doesn't like me. There we go. Object, because I was on token layer, that's why. No, apparently I wasn't clicking in the right place. In any event, I'm going to just push this down here. Good enough. And I'm going to put a visual blocking layer on it so that we emulate the door. And then I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm very new to this, so hopefully I get better in the future. And you can see we've done that. So now I go back to token layer. Okay, so he's opened the door and there's the dragon. So, and there we go. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. And apparently Silverleaf is incredibly powerful. The state will be dead. There we go. Now, so you can see what we've got here. We've got, and there's no, you know, it's not like Silverleaf can't go through the other tokens. You certainly can. So we put Silverleaf over here, and then we see there's another door. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to zip out of player view. So now I'm in Game Master view, and I'm going to take a look. So here's my visual blocking layer, and Silverleaf is pumped with his recent victory over the dragon. So we're going to go to object. He's decided he's going to just simply fling open the door. Yeah, come on, step facing. You can see that Torstan's things, he actually has like doorknobs and like hinges. So I just come on, give me something good here. There we go. And then I'm going to shift, move it around. So I've moved that, and now I'm going to go to the visual blocking layer, and I'm going to create a visual block from here up to here. And I'm going to delete this visual block. There we go. And now he can see. So let's go to player view. And let's select our player, get out of visual blocking layer. Whoops, not the dragon. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Perfect. So Silverleaf can now see into the hallway. So I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can see here how he's looking into the hallway. Now we're just going to spend a little bit of time walking around. So you can see how Silverleaf can look around, you can see everything. Now you can see how Silverleaf knows we overlap that room a bit, and you can see how he knows that room's there. So that's not a super good thing, but it is what it is. Also, you can see my grid is off, so I should have definitely fixed that, but there you have it. Oh, seriously? No door there? Okay, fine. Let's see what's down here. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Just looking around, so you can see Silverleaf has now gone through all of the hallways, and I only created a few doors here, but you could create more. And I mean, when you're creating the maps, you don't have to, I mean, I just took this map and it happened to have all the walls drawn, but you could have gaps in here and then put objects on top of the map that represented the doors and things like that. So that shows you a little bit about how you can use GM view and player view to make sure that you see what's going on and that your players get this view of the environment, the dungeon, that is much more interactive and much more accurate than, say, drawing things on a whiteboard, or you know, I'm a traditionalist, but even drawing things on grid paper and mapping themselves, this is very visceral. So I'm actually just learning this, so I'm pretty excited to try it with my players. And that's MapTool with the visual layer and character light and visibility. So that's it for now.